Hello, everybody. Welcome to Change the Shed. It is November 27, Wednesday, November 27, 2024. I'm so happy you're all here. I'm in Colorado. If you've never been to this little program before, I just broadcast something live from my studio where we weave some stuff, and it's a fun time to talk about tapestry weaving. So happy you're all here. Next time on Change the Shed will be on a Friday, December 13. And then December 18 is the last one for this year, which is a Wednesday of the following week. So we'll have two in December, but they're pretty close together. So welcome. I hope those of you who are stuck in airports and watching because you're bored are going to get where you're going today. It is Thanksgiving in the United States tomorrow, which is a fairly big sort of holiday here. So I'm not flying anywhere, thankfully, because I hear it's going to be a bit of a mess out there. There's some weather in the States. It snowed here last night, which is fun. So welcome everybody from all over. We've got Barbara from San Diego and Paula from the UK, Mary Lou from Cape Cod, Michelle's here from Galveston, Jackie's here from Illinois. She says she finished her first tiny holiday tree tapestry and are going to do several more. Yay! That's what we're going to talk about today too, is that something to weave for the holidays. Or for winter or whatever. Karen's here from Washington. Julia's here from Germany. You're welcome, Julia. She said thank you for doing the weave along. You're so welcome. Michelle's here live from Galveston, Texas, where it's probably a lot warmer than here. Janice is here from Portland. Christine from Canada. No snow there yet. In Ottawa. You're going to get some. Heather's here from Indiana. Christine is here, and she's here live. Hooray! She's from Massachusetts. Leslie's here from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Victoria's here from Healdsburg. Renee, where it has been flooding recently. Anyway, Renee's here from Massachusetts. Margaret's here from Glasgow. Sharon, North Dakota. Cold. It's going to be cold there. Christine, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Carolyn's here from the UK. Jennifer's here from near Joshua Tree. Beautiful place. I always say it. Margaret's here from, I already said she's from the UK. Paula's here from Wisconsin. Lisa and Karen are here to watch Change the Shed. And then I was going to mention this, so thanks for bringing it up, Lisa. I don't know if this is sold out, but Nearly Wild Weaving is having a talk with Tim Gresham in an hour and a half from now. So noon Mountain Time, but whatever time it is, wherever you are, it's in an hour and a half online. And they are wonderful talks. And Tim Gresham is this amazing master weaver from Australia. So I don't know if there are tickets left, but you can go to Nearly Wild Weaving's website and see if you can get one. It's called Tapestry in Conversation. Otherwise, I think they will let you purchase a ticket later if you want to see the recording. So hopefully. Istanbul. Amin is here from Istanbul. Dave is here from the UK. Ontario's in the house. Ginger from Pennsylvania. Susan's here, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Susan. I'm grateful for all of you. Susan says she's grateful for me. I'm grateful for all of you. It's been really fun doing Change the Shed. It'll be 5 years in March, and it's been a really fun thing to do. So let's keep going. Fun for me. I hope it's fun for you. I don't know. People tell me they like it. So Barbara's here from Virginia, and Hilly's here from the Netherlands, and Susan's here from Florida. So welcome, everybody. And I know there's many of you who are here who don't comment, and I so appreciate that you show up live or watch the recording. It's really fun for me to know that people care about tapestry weaving. So weave along. It's this little weave along thing that I don't know, I had a wild hair about it and wanted to do something for the holidays. And I yet again settled on winter trees, which I have done before. I think it was 2017, just because I wanted to steer clear of religious sort of spiritual focused imagery, which there's so many wonderful religious and spiritual traditions out there that celebrate all kinds of different things at the holidays. So I'm weaving winter trees. I live in Colorado. I love the outdoors. But you can weave whatever you want. I would love to see some imagery from whatever your important symbols are for this time of year. So if you want to participate, please do. There's a blog post from 2 weeks ago, November 13. If you just go to tapestryweaving.com and look under the blog, look for the November 13 post. There's a PDF you can download and print out with some ideas of how to weave your thing. There's a lot of tree ideas, but there's a few other ones also. So let's see what we're doing today. And if you want, I'm going to do another blog post. Actually, maybe I'll put it up this week. There's an idea. And then I can just add to it. So I've seen some lovely projects people have been doing so far, and mostly I've seen them in my online class, the Tapestry Discovery box. Some people have done pick and pick trees. The current box right now is pick and pick, which is a wonderful thing to use for a tree or any other. You could use it for a lot of different forms. And I've also seen some on Facebook. So if you want to post and use this hashtag, changetheshed, you can tag me so that I see them, and I will put them in that blog post. I pretty much only use Facebook and Instagram now. So if you're using Twitter, that's fine. Twitter, that's now something else. I don't use it anymore. So please get those images to me some other way. So yeah, let's look at, this is what I've got. Hopefully we have enough light here. This is what you saw last week, was this little tree. And I thought it would be done, but of course I've been teaching for a week in Taos and it is not done. And I'm not sure that I love the blue in the background, but I'm just going to go with it. We're going to keep going. I might have gone with a little less. This is a ray, and the sapphire color they have for blue is a little bit, I don't know, it's a little intense or something. Anyway, I'm going to finish that up. I'll probably show that to you on the 13th, the next time we're here. But when you saw it last, I had put a black line in here, and the last changed the shed, and I knew I wasn't going to like it. I did take that out, and just shifted to a different color instead of, I think I was going to have white up here. So anyway, those are just some little decisions to make, and that one will be, I'll be working on that probably this week. So here is what I'm working on today. This is a little thing. I wanted to do a tree sideways, and hold on. I've done a lot of them like this. Here's one that I did in the past, sideways. This would be a really fun and fairly easy thing to do. You could do a design like this, which the PDF talks about. I wanted to do something a little bit different, so you had a different look at what options there might be. So I have a little like a tree close up, like a trunk of a tree with some greenery coming down, and I really wanted, here I said I was just going to do no sort of holiday things, but I really enjoyed making this tapestry a long time ago, and I wanted to do another one with a holiday ball, so like a tree ornament. So I'm putting a little holiday ball in there. So I was going to have this started before we got together, but I have just started it this morning. Fortunately, I warped this Loom in Taos, so I was at least that far along. And so I've been making some color decisions today, and you can maybe help me with a few more color decisions. Let's see. So I have like, I wanted like a tree on the top, I'm going to just use hatching, which is a great tapestry thing. I guess maybe some of the things coming down could be more little triangles, but I'm using just array for this because that is what I have out in front of me. These are, what colors do we have? So the forest, this is forest and this is meadow. So the forest color is much more blue-green. Like you can see it better maybe in a lighter thing. And the meadow, this is the darkest meadow, is much more green. So I'm mixing those a little bit for the greenery. And then in the background, I wanted this to sort of fade into the background. So I wanted it to be light in color. We'll see if that works. I have a couple mixes, white with a light walnut for the bottom, and then white with a little bit of eggplant 6 for the middle ground. And then we can decide on the holiday ball, and you guys can help me decide what color to use for that. When I get up here, we'll see how this all goes in terms of value, but I'll probably use some of, this is cocoa. I might mix one of the cocos or walnuts for some tree things, and maybe do some little, some kind of little lines. The bark of pine trees tends to have sort of vertical lines in it. So a little bit of, maybe just a weft bundle will be all I do. I want to keep it a little bit simple, so I don't want it to be too complicated. Yeah, Jessica says, what about blue sky? I haven't looked at blue sky yet. I try not to spend my life babysitting social media, so I will look at blue sky. I've heard good things about it, but I don't know. Don't know if I will extend my energy to a new platform. Someone else asked me about TikTok yesterday because I do so many videos, and I thought, oh, well, that's a good reason, but also another thing to babysit. Okay, so I have a mixture in the green of a little bit of the dark meadow with meadow 1 with the forest 2 to sort of tone it down a little bit. And then all set up in meet and separate. So let's do that, and I'm going to hatch the colors here, and then you can help me decide what color to use for the holiday ball. Tree ornament? Maybe we call it a tree ornament. These are the tails. I left them out so you could see the meet and separate, but I'm going to tuck them to the back. And this is a fringeless for Selvage Warp. Oh, I should mention, that reminds me, Monday, December 2, next Monday, Sarah Sweat and I, who is the did the fringeless class with me, we are doing a chat on right here on YouTube, free on my YouTube channel. She will be coming from Idaho, and I'll be here, and we'll be talking about tapestry. So that's free. There is one of the little upcoming things on my channel. If you want to come and join us on Monday. Monday is also my once a year sale on all my tapestry classes. And so that includes fringeless, which will be 20% off. 20%. My other classes will be 15% off. So watch for those codes. I'll send them out in an email on Monday. So if you are in my Tapestry Picks email newsletter, and you can sign up right below this video on YouTube, you'll get those codes in your email. In case you wanted a class for 2025. There will even be a code for $20 off the Tapestry Discovery Box for new subscribers only. So I'm sorry about that, but if you want for those of you who are already subscribers, I'm sorry about that, but if you wanted to try it and you want the pick and pick box, there will be a code for that as well. Ooh, these two colors might be too close. So I put 2 walnut, it's a really light walnut 5 with 1 white here, and 2 whites with just 1 of the eggplant here. You know what? I might take the white out of this one. It's just one of those feelings that you get sometimes, that they're going to be too close. It's not going to be worth all the work of doing the hatching if the colors are so close you can't tell that you did it. Then again, sometimes you don't see it till you've woven a bunch, and it was worth it. So who knows? I'm just going to replace the white in this bundle with the walnut. So we have 3 walnuts. And it's this walnut 5? Yes, walnut 5. If I had walnut 4 right here, I actually might use it. Hold on. Oh, walnut 4. Look at this. Ooh. Okay, so now let's try that. Let's add 1 walnut 4. So we'll have 2 5s and 1 4. I get far too excited. I get far too excited about these things. My computer's telling me my internet stream is a little bit off, and I forgot to switch it to Ethernet. Hopefully it will pick right back up. Okay, so we'll put this back in. This should be enough. All right, and where's that tail? Right there. Oh, that might be interesting. I am easily amused. All right. Barbie pink for the tree ornament. I am thinking in that same line there, Christine. You and I are thinking like, I'm going to show you. Let's see. I've got a couple of options for that tree ornament. Okay, so now we're all back in meet and separate except for the green. Let's do that. Sometimes if you're new to tapestry, weaving line by line when you're figuring out meet and separate is easier. To be honest, for small things especially, unless I'm weaving on my big rug loom, which has a beater on it, I often weave line by line for other reasons. I don't weave line by line. On small things, it's fun to build up shapes, but if you're brand new, it can be a lot easier. Especially if you're doing hatching, you need to anyway. Okay, so Michelle asked, the sale excludes the Discovery Box. So the Discovery Box is a subscription program, so yes, the sale does not qualify for that unless you're brand new, in which case Gist and I are collaborating on $20 off for brand new subscribers. And the current box is about pick and pick. Okay. Margaret, will I be running any classes live from January? So I will be running the Tapestry Discovery Box, of course, is the one live class I'm doing. I won't be doing any other live. All of my classes are sort of static, so you can take them at any time. But I won't be running any. All it means if I'm running a class live is that I do live Q&As, basically, is the difference there. So Tapestry Discovery Box will always have a live component, and I'm not running any other ones starting in January. Although I do have a new surprise for you all, which I won't tell you till January, but that will be live. So, and I will be doing. Actually, that's a good question, Margaret. It was Margaret who asked. Yeah. Actually, I do have an idea for a live class that I'm going to be doing. So it's one of the short ones, but that would be a really nice one to add to the sale. So thank you for saying that. I'm going to make a note. I do some sort of live workshops. And if I scheduled them, then y'all would know if you could come and you could get a discount. That would be fun. See? Okay, so those two colors, I am going to be able to see the difference. Let me come in a little bit more. Is that better? You can see the difference a little bit better there. Thanks, Barbara. You're sweet. She says she likes my enthusiasm. I just get carried away about tapestry. I really do love weaving tapestry. I also love teaching, so sometimes I get a little teachery on here, and hopefully you don't mind. Oh, Michelle, the next Discovery Box topic is hatching. I'm doing a deep dive into a very important tapestry technique, hatching. So although this project will not be part of the Tapestry Discovery Box, this is a simple start to what you can use hatching for. So it will be, should be really fun. I have, whether you're doing realistic tapestry or more abstract stuff, there's really great ways to use hatching. So, and I'll also look into some ways to use it for shading and shadow and color gradation, and without getting hopefully too carried away. It should be a lot of fun. So that is the January Discovery Box. That comes out on January 15. Oh, Anne from Maryland, lesson learned, don't go shopping for Thanksgiving the day before Thanksgiving. Oh no, don't do it. In the United States, it's crazy. Yeah. All right, so that will still be subtle, but it will be a little bit, I think we'll be able to tell a little bit more than we would have with the white in there. All right, and I really want this light green to be just on the edge of this little tree. So if you just popped on, this is my scribble from this morning. I woke up and I was like, oh, I know how I'm gonna do that. And here it is. This will be hatching, and I probably will just do hatching. You could make these forms, like say you wanted this to be like a palm tree, you could make the forms a little more, almost like hachure, like little triangles. You could curve them a little bit. There's all kinds of things you could do. This is such a small set. I was thinking in my head when I was designing it in bed that it was at 12 EPI, and then I got it out. I realized this is only 8 EPI. So you can't get too carried away with your design elements. I also was going to put 3 different colors in this green and decided there's just not enough warps. So 2 is plenty. Welcome, Lone from Denmark. Scandinavia. What a place full of great people and a lot of yarn and tapestry weavers. There's a lot of tapestry weavers in Scandinavia. Reminds me of, in the United States, if you're interested in Scandinavian weaving, weaving in general or tapestry. Robbie LaFleur does a lot of scholarship around that. Okay, so now I said I was just going to do hatching, and here I'm making little triangles. I'm going to take that back out because I am going to go back to what I said I was going to do and make this lighter color go over the darker one. And then we'll bring this brown over this one. I'm also not quite doing the line by line thing I said I was going to do. I do twist. So, oh, you can't see that in the camera. I am actually twisting these a little bit. This bundle, because I want the sort of light violet to just give the white a little tinge. But I want the colors to mix. Kathy, welcome. Late to the party. Hi from Wisconsin. We went to college in Wisconsin. I found it very cold and very hot in September. My college started in September. And I found it very warm when I got there, and very quickly it was very cold. But it is a beautiful state. Right. All right, that's better. All right, I will try to do a whole line by line, see if I can manage. See, we were set up, so I know I have meet and separate because these are coming, I have 2 bundles coming together in both spots in the same shed. If this were a loom with a shedding device, I could open the whole thing, or I could do it with a shed stick and check to see if the shed was all correct. Let's bring this one down back over the white. And then this one comes over. Hi Karen, welcome from California. And another Karen is here. Karen, second Karen, I can't remember. Karen M, I can't remember where you're from. And I know Karen A is here, and she's in Colorado. Who knows how many Karens are here? I love you all, Karens. All right. Great. Okay, what time is it? Great. Okay. I'm gonna make sure that I leave time to get this. To talk about the color for the little ornament. That will be fun. Okay, you can start to see that this is brighter than it is up there. That's fun. It's because I've mixed the meadow and the forest. One is more, the meadow is more apple green. It has, it's more green and this has more blue in it, the forest does. So they're nice to mix. All right, back to meet and separate. Actually, I changed my mind there. So there's always a warp in the middle. Here I could have, this warp, I could weave with either of these 2 wefts, and I'm going to change my mind which one I'm going to weave it with. I'm going to put this one back there so that this one can just wrap here so that I can bring this white over the green. And just trying to vary where the points of the hatching end up also a little bit so that it looks like, you know, here sort of a landscape in the back that's kind of blurry, and here so it looks like the trees are maybe a little like pine needles. It's not going to be a super great translation of pine needles, but at a tiny, at 8 ends per inch and a tiny weaving, we just have to go with a suggestion of what we're looking for. Okay, now let's bring this up here. Oh, I don't know. Here's a question about a tensioned loom with a 13-inch space. Judy Kavanaugh is making a loom called the Chipmunk. I think I just saw a picture of it, but I'll have to look at it again. Would it be too short for the fringeless class is the question. It depends. I don't think so. 13 inches. I have done for selvage tapestry on a tiny brass loom that's probably only 9 inches long, but I'm weaving fairly small things. So it's all a matter of scale. If what you're weaving is fairly small and you have some free warp at the top, probably 13, if it's 13 inches long, it's probably long enough to do a fringeless piece. I think I remember seeing that loom by Judy recently and thinking, oh, that looks great, but I can't picture in my head what it looks like. So I'll have to look that up. Here, I'm gonna just I'll put a link in the show notes I do show notes, you all. On my website under online learning, there's a page for Change the Shed. So if you ever looking for links for stuff, go there. If I don't make a note, I won't remember. I don't think it will be too short, but I'll put some more information about that on that page on my website in a few hours after the Tim Gresham talk. And I'll let you know more specifically. That's also a good question. If you can come by the time I talk with Sarah Sweat on Monday at, I think it's noon my time, Mountain time, so Denver time, I will look specifically at that so we can answer that for sure. And Sarah can talk too about why you'd want a longer or shorter loom. It does have to be a sort of pipe. It has to be a loom where the tension can be increased for fringeless is the main criteria. So like this pipe loom is a copper pipe loom, great for fringeless. Murex looms work. And I think that Judy Kavanaugh loom will work too, but I will look. Judy does great stuff and she's great at making things. So that would be fun. I don't have that loom, but I might have to get one. Christine thinks it would be too short for fringeless. She's tried it. So the thing about fringeless is, and you can't see that in this, but this loom is really long. It is, let's see if I have a measuring device. This loom is 13, 12, it's about 22 inches long. It doesn't have to be that long. This other loom is only, let's see, 12. Oh, this loom is almost the same length. Yeah. So that's my, that's my go-to thing is the longer the better for fringeless. But I'll look at the picture of that loom. Also in the fringeless class, which is so fun. Can you tell I'm excited to talk to Sarah? She's so much fun. There's tons of loom patterns. Sarah's all about making your own loom. So with very few tools and a little bit of ingenuity, you can make a pipe loom. You can make ones that just glue together out of PVC pipe. And she'll teach you how to do that in the class. Or galvanized pipe screws together. That's a fun one to use because you go to the hardware store and you can make the loom on the floor of the hardware store and the people there will be like, whoa. If you do that, it's pretty fun. Take some pictures and send them to me because I will love it. Okay. So if we're doing curves or circles, we're going to build up this cradle. And let me look at the time. Okay, I do want to talk about the color for this before I run out of time. So, see, I've lost my line by line. I'm thinking about one thing, and I'm not working like a typewriter, but you can, if you're new to this, it's okay to work patterns like this, line by line. Eventually, you will learn to build up shapes because there are techniques you want to use that for. Snow's falling off the roof. Well, the colors of this are fun. These rich greens are really lovely. Gist Array's line has some really nice greens. They also have this olive color, which I considered using for this. I might use some of that in the tree trunk, but I really like that color. All right, so then I'm thinking, where am I going to bring this white back to? Let's do that first. Let's bring it back up to here. A little bit of hatching. Trying not to match it to this point here, just because if you start matching up your hatching lines, you start to get a real form created, which I don't want in this case. You could do it on purpose, though, to make like, oh, that's a line of reeds in the background, or who knows, trees or something. Oh, right. See, I totally forgot about that. Irene Knit says, yes, I have your book with the pipe loom instructions, which see how, I didn't write that book that long ago, but I forget that the instructions are in there too. And you can actually just use Gorilla Glue for that loom. This one I'm working on right now is soldered, and I'm not good at soldering. You can see my soldering skills. I find that the ones that I've glued, actually, some of my soldering is so bad. If you do soldering right, apparently it's not ever supposed to break, but some of my soldering is apparently so bad that the joints have broken. And the ones I've glued don't fail very often. If it fails while you're weaving, you just re-glue it once your piece is done. The loom is perfectly usable, even if the joint, the glue in the joint fails. So, all right, let's see. Sweet, you guys. Okay, let me go to, now that we have enough, we can see what the colors are. Here's what I'm thinking for the little holiday ball. So this was the one I did way back when I was playing with sock yarn. Actually, when did I do this? 2018. I called it Holiday Joy. This is definitely sock yarn in this ball because it comes in it's such a cool thing. If you are a hand spinner, you could easily make a little bit of yarn for this center. Here's what I'm looking at is the little holiday ball. And I'm going to do the little top of the ball. I'm thinking of balls we had when I was a kid that were actually about, I don't know, 3 inches, and they're glass, and they have those little topper things with the wires that fit in with the connector. You guys have those ornaments, or do you still have them? Okay, but this is what I want to try for this ornament. So this is from Mirax. These are all connected. I didn't realize these were connected. This is silk ribbon that Claudia Chase at Mirax dyes. And this is just plain. It looks like I just have a couple of these silk ones. So one of the reasons I went with the light colors in the background was so that they set off something in terms of, so that you can see whatever this ornament is against a light color. So value. I wanted a darker color against the light. But I do have, these light ones that Claudia also sent me. And Christine was talking about a rose color, and I was thinking about this one, that might be really pretty. It has to be a value that will show up against the background. So like the yellow, I think is too light. I think this is highly saturated, so it might show, but I think it needs to be either something like that, might pick up the violet that I put in there. Here's a blue. I don't want the green because I have green trees. I don't want the blue because it's too plain. So let's see, that's a little darker. Okay, so what about one of those pinks, or here's another little bit darker ribbon. Of course, red and green are complements, so that might be nice. Or I have an even darker. Sorry, these are all tangled, but there's an even darker one. Ooh, that's hard to see it looks more dark in the camera there than it does in person. And then the rest of these have a lot of green. So I would say, if I were going to choose one of those 4. So red, Jennifer says red, purple. So maybe this one, which is not as dark. It has purple I can actually see. It's not as dark as it's looking to me in the camera. I don't know how you're seeing it on YouTube, but the darker one is what I'm leaning towards, or maybe this one. I think these are too much light against that. I think that this would show up the best. Brighter pink, Christine says. This one? Any other votes? Irene Knit says the red purple. A lot of the other ones just have a lot of green in them, so I don't want to go for the green against the green I already have there. Oh, you know what? I was going to try to untie this, but I'm just going to cut this to take it out. And get rid of all those. This is actually really fun. I have used this ribbon before, and it weaves it's quite fun to weave. This also weaves quite well. This is the silk that Claudia dyes from Mirex. So if you like little bits of shiny things, she sells them on Bobbins, and I don't know, they come in. The red purple is Christine's second choice. Okay. Sunny says the darker one. Carol says the darker one. Janice says the darker one. Michelle likes the upper two. Renee, red purple. Margot, darker pink. Red, purple, and pink. Okay, so you guys are totally on board with these two, right? Over these pastel ones. I think these are actually going to be too light. So I'm just going to take those away. And I think the one that's going to look the best in terms of popping is the darker one. I could do stripes. So this is woven sideways. So if I did stripes, the set is a little bit small. Like stripes, I would want to like curve them a little bit. And I'm afraid to make the ball look round, I'm afraid that might not be possible with this set. But yeah. Okay. Well, I'll weave it. I'm thinking this might be the one, but I will weave it with one of these two. Maybe I'll weave a little bit with both and then decide which one. Marina likes the pink. Michelle says the silk works really well to do bookmarks and wedge weave, which she then donates to her county library. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, this silk is really fun to weave with. It actually packs in really nicely, and because it's variegated in its dyeing, it makes it really interesting. I suppose I could use, these lighter ones that I discounted, which I now can't figure out which ones they were. I could use a little bit of this with that as well. I think I could actually use 2 strands of this at once. So that might be interesting to mix them. Too many options. I just need to use a second. And Christine says I need to design a second one to use the pink. I think you might be right, Christine. Or to design something that has a whole variety of them would be very fun. Or if you're doing like a bigger piece, to have a tree with lots of different little colored, they don't have to be circles. They could be anything. So what I have to do though to get this ready for that color is still build this up a little bit. So you will have to come back. Let's see. It might help to bring this light color down one more. I'm not quite up to, I did draw I don't know if you can see that. I drew on, there, maybe you can see the circle on the warp, and I'm not quite up high enough to start the circle, but if you were in the Tapestry Discovery box from the summer, we talked about how to make circles. Oh, and there's pages in my book about it too. Circles are tricky in tapestry. So it is somewhat surprising that I'm making a circle on Change the Shed, to be honest. I just keep remembering those little ornaments from when I was a kid. Big ornaments, they weren't that small. Oh, wrong shed, so look at that. See, wrong shed. All right, well, y'all will be so excited to see what I did. If I work on this, I probably will finish the other one first, the other tree, and then if I'm not done with this on the 13th, we'll work on this again. And if I am done, I'll have a new project. So send me your projects in whatever way you want to, and I'll put them in that blog post and we'll see what everybody did. I've seen a bunch on the Facebook group for my online classes. That's a great place to put them if you're in my online classes and you use Facebook. That group is the perfect place because I will always see them there. There are more ideas of how to get them to me in that PDF from the blog post on November 13. I have in my head that I have to finish this sort of row before I step away. Okay, so I have everything in Meet and Separate now, and so now I can, and I'm gonna put these right here so I look at them. Maybe some of you do this, like set up something like this is a cue to myself. Oh, look at that as you walk by it all day and decide which you want to try. Or if neither of them is right. I don't know if either of you do that, if any of you do that, but I think it's helpful. I've heard some people in the online classes say, yeah, sometimes I'll be working on something. I don't know really what the best choice is, and I'll just set it somewhere where I can sort of look at it out of the corner of my eye as I walk by. It really does help. That or taking a photo and looking at it from far away, or looking at it from across the room, sometimes, especially with color stuff. I think that can help. Thank you, Renee, for the Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you in the United States or anywhere else. It's supposed to be a holiday about gratitude. I'm not sure that Americans are always very good at gratitude because we go shopping and spend all our money on the day after Thanksgiving. So those of us who are crafters and fiber people, I think, are a little bit, I don't know. I think we're good people. I think that making things for other people is a wonderful thing to do. So, yes, the little bobbins. Audrey asked about these little bobbins, I think is what you're asking about. Maybe it must be what you mean, Audrey. The plastic things, if you just Google, if you're just asking about the plastic things, you just Google, I use them all the time for spinning fiber. I hate to say Amazon, but if you look on Amazon, you can find them other places. From embroidery shop, just look for embroidery floss holder. They're like 500 of them for like $10. So you'll never run out. If you mean the actual fiber, that's from Mirix Looms. So go to Mirix Looms, and she sells this. It's hand dyed by Claudia, who owns the company. She loves doing it, and so I can't imagine dyeing all that stuff and winding it on bobbins, but she loves to do it. So yeah, Michelle uses 2 strands at 8 EPI. Thanks, Michelle. That's helpful because I haven't used this in a long time. So I might try mixing those 2 to start with. We'll see what that looks like. I'll take pictures and show you next time. Hola, Catalina, from Baleares, Menorca. Awesome. Welcome. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Corinne, greetings from the UK. Welcome. Still, we've had time changes all over the world. And so if you don't know, I have a calendar page on my website under online learning, and there's a link to actually check what time it is where I am, which is in the same time zone as Denver, Colorado. So you can always check that because I've found a lot of people recently, since the time changes, are coming an hour late. Have a great holiday, everyone. Yes, Audrey, they're plastic, the bobbins. I'm seriously, they're so cheap. You can get a million of them. And if you do like hand spun or you need something to wind small amounts on, these are great. I think that Michael Rohde and some other people actually use these to weave tapestry with. So really inexpensive way to hold yarn. All right, everybody, happy Thanksgiving. I'm grateful for all of you. I hope you have a great holiday. If you're in the US and you celebrate Thanksgiving, if you're elsewhere in the world, have a good Thursday tomorrow, and spend some time weaving and relaxing and enjoying your family, or doing a puzzle or whatever it is you do on Thanksgiving. Some of you in the US probably watch football. Oh, you know what I watch? The dog show, the National Dog Show. I know it happens in the summer. I don't know who won. Don't tell me. I will watch it tomorrow, and we'll see if a bulldog wins it again, or a Frenchie or something. Happy holiday, everybody. And I will see you next on December 13. If you can come on a Friday, I will be here at 10:30 on December 13. And we'll see what all you're making. Have a great week. Happy weaving.